What's up, everybody?
The Saxons have the British Isles well fortified. We'll need to transport our knights across the channel and use them to defend our builders. Norman castles should hold back the Saxon tide both here and on Britain.
Okay, so what we're doing now is the third in chronological order, the third Battles of the Conquerors scenario. This is Hastings, and pretty good opportunity for me, not because I'm sick of, you know, Vinlandsaga and Tours, because I get yet another joke of a scenario. Hastings is such an... He's gonna die! He's gonna die, my friends! He needs help! He needs help! He needs help! Oh no. My friend's gonna die! Bor is gonna take me out right away. Alright, so we're gonna need some reinforcements here.
Harald the Saxon has taken to the seas. We can't let his navy control the English Channel, or we'll never succeed in our invasion.
Alright, so slowly but surely this board looks like it's dying. I probably should have waited with my villagers, but it looks like it's going to go down now. But, okay, so there we go. We can send them back to work. I'm probably going to have to heal them up, though. And if I can ever target this... there he is. Right under the town center. Getting some nice shade while they're working. Okay, so, this is the third scenario, essentially, in the Battles of the Conquerors campaign. What you have to do is... I'm going to go over the objectives real quick. William the Conqueror must survive. He is like one of your heroes, so to speak. You know what to do. You have to keep him alive. He's very identifiable. He's got a joust. We have to conquer England. Okay, sounds like a big task. All right, we are conquering England. I mean, to me, sounds like a impossible feat. I'm kind of amazed, but after we get settled up here, sorry, I'm a little distracted right now. You're gonna have to take down the castle on England. It's Harald the Saxon's castle. You're taking it down, and that's all you have to do. It's another joke, just like defending the Moors or the or the Berbers. You just had to bring some trade carts back to your home city. You just have to take down a castle in England. Okay, you're basically not going to be doing too much protecting of your own chunk of land. On France, you do have the Saxon Raiders, which have no town center, but do have some units already stationed and to defend their areas, their regions of land, before the scenario even started. So you can probably run into some situations where you're going to have to scout out more resources on France, but because the raiders are there, it gets pretty difficult. But we won't have to worry about that because I won't be using any outside resources, and that's about all I'm going to cover right now. So basically, just get your villagers up and ready to go. Get about 8 more. Use all the food that you have initially.
William of Normandy, you and I have no quarrel. It's Harald the Saxon who's the enemy of us both. If you declare me an ally, I'll do likewise with thee.
Alright, so this is Harald the Hardraade. I don't really know how to say it. And we're going to be using him. He actually allows us to use his own troops, all these Vikings. They're all Elite Berserks too, and his Longboats, which is awesome for us. And we are the Franks, by the way. But despite the fact that we get quite a few units, and he sends in some units, they're going to get killed. But I only use Harald the Hardraade, or whatever you say it. I'm going to call him Harald. He's a fast Harald. He's a very speedy Harald. And we can use him in our assault against the English castle, kind of as a decoy. So we don't have to use a weaker light cavalry that doesn't have range. He actually is a ranged unit. You can see he has 5 range. He's a throwing axeman berserk, which is cool. So we benefit from that. Okay, so now that we have this horde of villagers, it looks like they're going to get healed up. They should get healed up. Keep them in the back. Hey, you still have some steak there. Plop that down. Alright, so hopefully none of our villagers die. I would not accept that. We'll get this board going. That's a good chunk of food for us. So, we're trying to be working to the Imperial Age. What we have to focus on is getting 4 trebuchets. So take into account right now, you're going to need an additional 800 for the castle, or for the Imperial Age upgrade, and 800 for the trebuchets. So you're going to need an additional 1600 gold. So you're going to get around 1900 gold in the end. You're going to need about 1700 wood, I believe, in the end, because we're going to be building a university to get siege engineers. So that's an additional 500 food for siege engineers and 600 wood. And we're going to be building a dock and 1 transport ship. So that's about 250 wood right there. So keep into account all those resources, and those are the things we're going to be focusing on. You don't really have to produce anything else. There's a gold mine over here that will provide you with all your needs, and there's a little Saxon raider like front over here that you're gonna have to draw and decoy away with your cavalry. What you can do is you can send a light cavalry over there or something, and you can alright, so they're already done with the boar. Okay, so these guys, you want them to get wood now. Actually, let me think here. Alright, so what do I want them to do? I'm going to have them build a university, actually. Just to get that out of the way. You preferably want to build it over there somewhere. And there are some fish, but you don't want to build the dock over here. You could build a mill, obviously, over there, but it kind of puts you in danger of the Saxon raiders, and I just don't want to do that right now. We can start getting some gold as well. But you might want to just focus on getting to the Imperial Age before you do anything else. And the nice thing, we can't get siege engineers yet. So the nice thing is all the farm upgrades are free for the Franks, so we don't have to worry about getting heavy plow here, which is nice. Okay, so we're just gonna put down as many farms as we possibly can. I know this takes us away from our end goal of getting like 1700 wood, but it is necessary for right now. So just take my word for it. You'll be able to use these villagers to be lumberjacks a little bit later on. And you might want to eventually get some other villagers up. You're going to need to defend against these, possibly one assault from the Saxon navy. You see that Harald the Saxon, although he is your main focus and your main enemy, that's the guy that you're going to be taking down the castle of and completing the scenario against. The Saxon navy is where your focus and concern should be on. And I don't know why I'm not getting Harald as my ally. This is very strange. Did I do it too soon? Let's see what... Okay. He did change alliance to... But, oh, these guys are not getting sent for some reason. Once they get sent to their demise, I believe he changes stance with me. So, hopefully this will change something. And these could be my longships. And why don't you run and get Harald on my side? I need Harald for later on. I'm not liking this. Alright, so obviously once we get to 1,000, once we get to, let me think, 1,500 wood, or food, that is all the wood we're going to need, because we're going to only have wood be used for, or food being used for getting to the Imperial Age, which is 1,000 if you don't know, and the siege engineers. So that's 1,500 wood right there. So once we get to that point, we can stop farming, basically. And because we have these great upgrades on our farms, we won't really have to worry about rebuilding these farms. So once you get to that point, you can send these guys over to start getting gold. And once they get to the 800 gold mark, obviously you can, or the 1,600 gold mark even, if you want to prepare yourself for the trebuchets. Alright, so these guys are going to go down here. Unless they're still allies with... Okay, so that's strange, because I believe they usually do attack each other. Gosh dang it, this is strange. I don't know what's going on. He should be my ally. I might have to resort to like sending some knights over with me instead, but the only downside of that is I have to create another transport ship, and things get pretty dicey because right around the 30-minute mark is when I like to send my transport ship over with my trebuchets to actually assault the castle, and that's when I get hit from some naval units from the Saxon Navy and even some land units from the Saxon Navy, because the Saxon Navy, going back to that, once you get about the 30-minute mark, they'll send in steady raids of particularly Huskarls, halberdiers, and some battering rams, I believe. So once you get to that point, you're gonna have to face actually some problems there. It's not a complete scenario where you're just turtling on your own island, fending off some measly raiders and building up your forces. It's not the case. And I don't understand, if I'm like William the Conqueror of Normandy, I have this crappy base. I should have this illustrious base. Whatever. I'm like owning the province of Normandy, but I don't seem to be very honored. So this is upsetting. These guys are not paying their dues for me, even though they are allies with me. Because I need you on my side. They have a scout cavalry over here, the Saxon Navy, that is, but don't be too concerned about it. It's not going to harm you. Okay, so looks like we're all set with food. We can send everybody in with whatever they've gathered, and now we can send these guys out over here to try to find that gold patch. Alright, so this person, you can send an extra person to get some wood, just to speed up that process a little bit. Not that I don't think it should be that pressing anymore. I'm trying to think. Okay, so 18. We're gonna need 600 for the siege engineers and 800 for the trebuchets, plus looks about 200 for the transport ships. So 1600, 1750 right now. So I'm gonna keep them just chopping away for right now. You can keep them there. Obviously, the wood is ready. Gold's the only thing that's still waiting. Some people might like to get a castle built. Where, you'll have more context later on. They might like to build a castle in place of bringing a couple of these guys over, but I don't think there's time to build a castle on England, because Harald the Saxon, even though I told you he was kind of a stagnant player, he does have some Huskarls there that will defend that castle, and is notified once you breach a certain mark close to their base or start attacking that castle. So things get pretty dicey if you don't have treadmill crane, and if you only have one villager, because you're gonna have 4 trebuchets. One transport ship will only be able to handle one more villager, so it gets pretty dicey in terms of getting a quick, effective building of castle over there. Alright, so obviously there's a huge mineral deposits over here. You got your gold and stone. I believe this is referred to as the Isle of Wight, which might be a good place to stage an assault, but it's too far away from the castle. The castle is somewhere around here towards the western side of what was revealed for us in England. On the eastern side is primarily the Saxon Navy, which makes sense considering they don't expect you to take the back door. But the castle is so exposed. The castle, though, even though it's so exposed, it has over 9,000 hit points, so you know you're going to be facing a pretty hefty castle there. So don't be surprised if it doesn't go down as quickly as you may expect it to. And I don't recommend getting any economic upgrades. It does speed up getting it, but I just like staying with what I have initially. It keeps things more organized for me, so I don't have to take into account more technology upgrades and whatnot. So I guess don't make the mistake that I did, and before he was done talking, declare my diplomacy, my alliance with him. So I'm a little shaken by that, but that's how you get him on your side as an ally. But I guess at this point, the only positive is that they will explore as much as they can of the English Channel for us without getting hit by what would normally be their enemies, and conversely our enemies. So let's keep chilling here, kind of like Vinlandsaga. There's resource gathering to a certain extent, and then we just take advantage of the easiness of a scenario and take care of it. I was practicing Mancas the other day, and I do apologize for not getting the scenario out as quickly as I'd like to. I know it's more popular than Pokemon Blue for many of you, but I am working on both, so just be patient when I do upload Pokemon Blue. And I do have to practice some of these scenarios another time, so it's not just like me going out there recording for 20 minutes and that's it. Like, there is some preparation involved, preparation of actually practicing it, editing, upload. Like, there's more than just playing it and uploading it. I just want to let you know, because that's why sometimes I don't get them out as speedily as I'd like to, especially when I have other demands. So, alright, looks like our wood coffers are satisfied, so we can send some guys over there, and we can actually go to the Imperial Age now. So, it takes a chunk out of our gold, and it may look bad at the beginning, but we only need about 600 more gold for ourselves. And we even have enough of our food, as we planned, to last us past the siege engineer's construction. The only difficult part in this scenario, I would say, is... Alright, so these guys are hungry. They usually are sent over here to attack Harald, but because I'm an ally with him, or not an ally, or however you want to describe it, maybe I'm going to change with him real quick, and then change back, see if it changes anything. No, it doesn't. He still is stubborn and not letting me use his units. Come on, man. Okay. So just wait for the red bar to complete itself and check for any idle villagers. Don't want them stinking around. Alright, so be prepared to send a light cavalry. Where is he? And draw the Harald's raiders away from the path you're going to need to take to build your dock. Alright, so right here is where you're going to be breaching England. Probably somewhere around here. We'll see a path from the water, which we'll be notified of. So we'll be able to see our landing point pretty easily once we get the opportunity. And the nice thing is that there aren't too many villagers on this map, because Harald the Saxon is a stagnant enemy in this scenario. He has no villagers, so only the Saxon navy is providing villagers. So there's only about 24 villagers on their side, so spies is pretty cheap. But the thing is trying to get enough gold, because you're actually going to have to do some fighting first before you get the payoff of gold. Because Harald's raiders kind of defend most of the gold on this side of the map. So almost done with the gold there. Almost done with all of our resource gathering. And the first thing you want to do is obviously queue up some of those trebuchets. Leave them in your castle though. You don't want them to get loose or anything unexpectedly. So rally point in there. Get our 4 trebuchets. We have enough for siege engineers, and siege engineers I'm using them because they have increased range and they do 20% more damage, which will make the difference for you in the end when you're attacking. And I'm going to leave William the Conqueror in here as well. I forgot to tell you about that. He doesn't have that great of hit points. That's why. And I don't need him over on England, which will do the difference, by the way, siege engineers, and taking down a castle while you're getting assaulted by Huskarls and whatnot. Alright, so I guess you can have them continue to mine some of this gold, but the more important thing is you get them ready over here. So, okay, so a couple traffic jam here. Drop the gold, thank you. And we're going to send them over here now. So now's a good time to send our light cavalry in and try to be sneaky and draw Harald's raiders away from the path that we're going to need to take in order to get to the waters and drop off our trebuchets and just go across the river. So somewhere around here you want to take this road, this cracked road, and they're down here on the edge of this plateau, so you can just send your light cavalry, which will easily outrun slower Huskarls. And you can try to draw them, I would say this way would be the best option. Make sure you're close enough to them or else they'll just give up actually. Alright, so keep going. Keep running. What are you going to do? You are stuck in this little inlet. Alright, so you want to turn the corner now and hopefully we outrun them. Just blaze them, leave them in the dust. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. You're done. You don't want to keep tracking me. You don't want to keep tracking me. You give up. Alright, so that wasn't as successful as I would liked it to be. Come on, let's go. Ring Around the Rosie's done, and I need to end this video. Alright, so you get the idea. There they are. They're stuck. So thanks for watching part 1 of Hastings. In the next part, I will be taking down Harald's castle.